Hello, Liz here. Thanks for joining me again. I'm going to try and finish this picture from Botanicum this morning. It is Saturday today, and at the moment we're busy having what we call in South Africa load shedding, because our electricity, either the company that runs the electricity here in South Africa called Eskom is having all sorts of problems and has been for ages. So the country goes through these stages of load shedding where we're without electricity for a while. That seems to run in 2.5-hour shifts. So it's quite cold this morning, and I managed to get myself a cup of tea and fill a vacuum flask with some hot water just before the power went off. So I'm colouring now with some daylight, and I hope that the lighting's good enough. I managed to get some of this turquoise into her hair, and I'm trying to erase it. I wanted to give her light, fair hair, and just colouring. I've just sped this up a little bit so that the video is not too long, and we'll see how we go. I hope everybody's okay today, and I hope that you're about to start a lovely weekend. And thanks so much to the two of you that commented on my last video, and thank you to all the people that liked it and watched it. I'm so grateful for every watch and every like, and especially for every comment. I just love getting comments, as you know. So I've got some tea now because I'm doing a voiceover with this. I just find I can't colour and speak at the same time. Ever since I turned about 55, I cannot multitask. So joys of getting older. I have to do a voiceover after I've finished something. Otherwise, all you get is coming from me. So I wonder what the rest of you in South Africa do during your load shedding times. Do you try and work? Do you go out for a walk? Do you carry on with things as normal? I don't mind so much if it's not like when I wake up. So if it's between 6 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., then I find that awful, because even though I put hot water in a vacuum flask at night, it's not really piping hot. And if I can't have my warm drink when I wake up, I do feel quite crabby. I'm trying to not have tea immediately. I'm trying to follow like a regime of just hot water to start with, although this morning I had tea, or otherwise herb tea. And my favorite are actually made by a German company called Teekanne. They make a nice orange tea. And then my daughter-in-law gave me some really lovely rooibos and orange tea made in South Africa, which is nice. It's got a little bit of spice added to it, so I really enjoy that as well. So I would have that first thing rather than tea with caffeine. Then I try and do some little breathing exercises and sing one little exercise just to kind of get my voice woken up. So that's my early morning routine. I'm trying to follow this thing which I've been blogging about on my Facebook page about small habits, and just changing very tiny things in your life which you can do daily to try and make things better, and to try and be a little bit more mindful during the day, and therefore achieve and get more things done. So I looked at this bug and I thought first that it was just a bug, and then I saw, no, it also had the ladybird spots on, so I decided it was a ladybird. And then I was going to make it a bright red, but then, as I mentioned in the previous video, I wanted to keep this particular picture a little bit more coordinated, or in sync, or whatever the word I'm looking for is. I'm not quite sure what it is. But so I used the same colors that I'd used in the middle of the pink flowers. That's that same dark red to color the ladybird. And then I just added a deep magenta as well to just make it a bit more red. Then I looked now at these open leaves, and I my first thought was to go with a sort of a grey, because that's what the leaves would be. And then I thought, oh, this is a fairy picture and a fairy sitting on this. So I'm going to go with sort of fairy colours. So I went with the pale pink that is in the flowers, and then just the pale creamy yellow that I'd used on her hair, again, to try and bring the same colours into the piece. So other things I've been doing since I coloured last is sort of working on my Etsy shop. I'm not sure how many of you know that I have an Etsy shop. I usually put the links to all my things at the bottom of these videos at the show more. It's a digital download shop in case you're interested in having a look. It's got such a wide variety of things. I've realized that I'm very scattered in what I do. I tend to be interested in so many things, and that just seems to be who I am. So that's reflected in my various things that I show. On there there's digital paper for sale and some colouring pages and some downloadable art and some downloadable note paper. And I've decided my task for this weekend is going to be to work on my Etsy shop. I'm busy creating a cleaning planner, which I've always wished that I was more organized in my life, and this is just sort of giving you something that you can download to have a checklist of what you're going to do. And I'm going to give options to download a bundle which will have daily, weekly and monthly cleaning pages, or you could download just single pages. So that's my plan for this weekend's task and for the rest of today. And then tomorrow I'm going to be enjoying tea with my niece, whose birthday it was on the 3rd. So we're going there for a nice cup of tea. So that's that. Otherwise, I'm hoping to colour a bit more. I've got some plans for new videos. I'm doing a quick video to show another YouTuber how to use she calls it the eye in the sky. You know, when you watch a YouTube video and you see that little eye information thing, and if you click on it, it takes you to another video, a link to that. She's not quite sure how to use that, and I thought, oh, I know what it's like to be new to YouTubing and not know how anything works. So I thought I'd just quickly make a little video to show her how to do that. So that'll be on the channel, but it's going to just be a quick infomercial or something like that. It's not really a video per se for my channel. And then after that, I'm going to be doing a page through of the Colour by Number book, and I thought I would do a colouring in that as well, using some Kokies or felt tip pens. So now I'm afraid my camera, my video recorder, stopped recording, so you don't get to see me finishing the butterfly, but I basically used just the little yellows and pinks and then a Caran d'Ache Titan Buff to blend it all together. I'm using these Pebbles chalk pastels to do a very light background. I always get a little bit anxious about backgrounds because they do sometimes mess a picture up, and I'm quite happy with how this little fairy lady turned out. So I thought I'm just going to do very lightly with this chalk pastel around the edges of the picture. I don't know if you know these chalk pastels, the Pebbles chalk pastels. I have a video showing them and how they work, and I'll put a link in the eye in the sky for you, so you can go and watch that video if you haven't seen them before. They're easily, well, I bought mine on Amazon and didn't find a problem getting hold of them, but they're quite nice as chalk pastels because they go on easily, and they come with this cute little applicator thing with little round bobbles for each color. And I find it really nice to use. Your hands don't get in such a mess, and you can go along quite nicely. These are the pearlescent ones. I also have some earth colors and some bright colors in the Pebbles chalk pastels. So it was funny when I first searched for them on Amazon. I searched Pebbles chalk pastels, and all I got were pebbles, and made me realize that there's so many people doing this rock painting or pebble painting that's taken the world by storm. Have any of you painted rocks and left them anywhere? I haven't. My daughter and her children have, and they've actually found 3 or 4. And another friend of mine, Mariana, has painted a couple. And I think it's a lovely thing to do, and to put a nice message and leave for somebody to find. And I can imagine as children, if you're going for a walk with your children and you go looking for something, that it must be lovely. I just feel like I've got so many irons in the fire at the moment that I can't actually start with something else. It's interesting when I color here, I keep finding little bits of leaves that I didn't finish, and then I have to find the color I used to kind of fill that in again. Do you guys also find you leave out bits, or is it just me and my eyes and my dyslexia that keeps missing out on stuff? So I must say I've really enjoyed colouring this piece, and I kind of feel as if my colouring mojo is finally coming back. I'm starting to get a desire to haul out books and start colouring and sharing more, and I'm just feeling a bit better, which is absolutely such a blessing. I really am pleased. I've still not had my vaccination, and keep wondering if I'll hear. We've registered, my husband and I have registered for it, but we've not heard anything, and you never really know when or if we will hear or if things will change. I hope that we get some notification soon. It's sitting on my mind and I want to get it done. So I've done the center here, and then I decided to just do a little bit of green on the outside. Tell me what you think when you see the finished piece. I kind of, looking at this now, think I should have left it like this or stayed with the yellow, but I went with the green for the outside. And yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, anyway, it is what it is, and it's finished. So mustn't be too critical. I think that's one of the things that made me lose my colouring mojo. Was running 2 groups as well, I think, and everything turning into a job and trying to deal with, well, not deal with so much as trying to please too many people, which I think we're all sensitive souls and things can get to us. So I think that stopped things for me, but I've decided to just go with it and colour and share coloured pages and do some more watercolour. I'm very keen to do another blobby watercolour with kind of patches of colour, and I love doing that, and then a little doodling, and maybe a more open doodle this time than the last time. The last time I did kind of almost Zentangle doodles. I'd bought a book on Zentangling and getting ideas for how to do the different doodles, which is fun. There are just so many wonderful things that you can do, aren't there? I mean, life is exciting. It's absolutely great, and I feel so blessed to be alive and breathing. So I hope that you're going to have a wonderful weekend, or whichever day you watch this, and I hope that you can take a deep breath and still any panicky feelings you have, or enjoy sunshine, or enjoy rain, or enjoy your puppy dogs, or your children, or your grandchildren, or your hubby, and just have a lovely day and enjoy your art or whatever crafting you're doing. And I want to thank you once again so much for watching the video and spending time with me as I've colored this little girl in Maria Troller's Botanicum. Thanks so much, and I will greet you and say au revoir and see you in the next video.